Welcome to AM to PM, the show where two morons talk about a bunch of morons in a house in California to a bunch of morons who watch it on YouTube many, many times, or not that many times. Hey, I'm Andrew, a moron from the first season of Big Brother Canada.
And I'm Pete Monahan, a moron who tried out and failed twice to get on Big Brother Canada.
Yeah. So, Pete, what do we got in store?
So today we're going to talk about Davon's comment about cowards and why they didn't keep her in the house. We're going to talk about the twins and how they have failed to keep their secret and how that's going to affect them going forward to 5 evictions. TMZ came out with a report about douchebag Jeff, and we'll see how that plays out. And also, Johnny Mac, the super pawn. Is it good for his game or bad? Also, through 3 episodes, we have made a grand total of $1.29. So, therefore, I will be retiring from my job in 4,000 years. So, Pete, let's get started.
Davon called the house guests a bunch of cowards for not wanting to evict Audrey. Do you think she's just bitter because they evicted her instead?
Well, I think that she was hoping that she might convince someone with that stellar speech to say, vote for me.
Always works.
Here's the 2 things she got wrong. She said, you're a bunch of cowards, now vote for me. Forgetting that this isn't an election voting for a president. You want them to vote for the other person. So everyone's like, I'm a coward, I'm going to do it. Wait a second, you said vote for me? Oh, okay, well, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
She was completely wrong because she's insinuating that because Audrey is transgender, people don't want to go against that and want to protect her in the game because they don't want to be seen as the person doing that. And I don't agree. I think that maybe if Audrey wasn't such a terrible player in such a terrible position, if she was a sweetheart, I don't know. It's kind of, if she was in the middle of the road, maybe they would have gotten rid of her.
Yeah.
But Shelley didn't nominate her. But the real issue to me is that Davon and Audrey were playing a very similar type of game.
Yeah.
They were schemers. They were going around causing trouble, making alliances. So they're cut from the same cloth. So they think Audrey is a very easy target to get out later. Why don't we get rid of Davon, who is who's doing a better job? So we got the chance now. Let's get rid of her.
Well, that it happens almost every season of Big Brother. I think that one of the most prominent ones that we remember in the past is season 10 with even Dan. The first week he had this alliance with Brian, the Alliance Master, and then everybody was like, oh my God, let's get rid of Dan next. And then they just said, you know what, he's an easy get. I don't want to waste my HOH on this person. It happens all the time, and then they go further and further down the road. So maybe Davon could be right. The fact that writing the check at 500,000, who knows? Back to Davon calling them cowards. That's just her venting, obviously, on the spot. Just wanting to get her last little jabs in, thinking that she's a brainiac when she's not really saying it. Y'all are cowards, right? And then you're like, maybe I should vote for her. Oh wait, yeah, she did just call me a pussy, so I'm obviously not going to vote to keep you. So.
Eviction speeches never convince people. I remember when they had the saboteur and it was Annie.
Yeah, that lasted a long time.
She gave an amazing speech detailing all the reasons why she should have stayed, and then they voted her out unanimously.
Exactly.
That's the way it goes.
Yep.
So Liz and Julia have been discovered as twins. Can they really make it to 5 evictions?
I think they absolutely can make it 5 evictions. With this twin twist being so much different than season 5, it obviously doesn't matter that they've been figured out. They just have to
Natalie
make it
and
through.
Adria would have been gone.
They would have been long gone. But the fact that all you got to do is make it through 5, which we know they're already going to make it through 3. So all that really needs to happen for them to make it for sure is, well, what would be awesome is if Liz won the next HOH, obviously, and then had her people lose the Battle of the Block, or have somebody in that, now 6, well, I guess it's a 6-person alliance, not including Julia. Obviously they can do that. You got people working for them. Yeah. So obviously they can do it. It's just a matter of that lucky chance to win HOH.
Yeah, they've completely screwed it up, but they made a couple of huge mistakes, and that was going in there not realizing that I'm pretending to be somebody else. So when someone tells you, here's a tip for future twins going in there, if someone goes in there and says, remember that story I told you last night when you weren't here?
What?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. You should say yes.
Yes.
I mean, like we were talking before what our strategy would be. I mean, obviously we don't look enough alike for that to happen. Maybe when we were younger, maybe if you were a little bit skinnier, sorry. But really, I go in there and do one of 2 things. Be like, hey, everybody, I'm Andrew. Whatever job you have, and then you come up with some sort of a lie, which is either, hey, I was working one day and somebody hit me in the head with a sledgehammer. But don't worry, I'm only basically have most of my brain bashed in.
That's
So
right.
I don't remember anything. I'm horrible at competitions, and you play that up. She could have totally done that as the ditzy blonde. I don't want to offend anybody, but they've had a few of them on Big Brother in the past.
Well, she's basically done that.
She
Except,
has.
unfortunately, she was not too.
She was ditzy. The other one was the sweetheart. So I would have went in and said, I don't remember anything, or hey, I've got early onset Alzheimer's. I mean, that's not cool to say, but something like that. Or if it was Jason, would have been like, hey, bro, I would have been like. I smoked too much pot, or there's something to save the job.
Anything.
You'll Sarah from Big Brother Canada said, I have a horrible memory because what was I saying?
Yes.
So I think they can make it. It's all down to luck.
Also, one other thing I would say, when people came to her and they were saying, when someone came up to her and said, they're saying that you're a twin, she's like, oh, really? It's like,
yeah, you gotta be.
When they say, well, that's totally ludicrous. What are you, crazy? Of course I'm not a twin.
I know.
Deny. Instead of, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, what should we do? They're gonna make it. I'd say.
Probably, yeah.
Jeff has been accused of wiping his DNA on Liz's shoulder. What do you think the fallout will be?
Well, I think there's already been proven, or not proven, but another camera angle shows that Julia had a stain previously on her shoulder, and this was just a horrendous douche Jeff joke that went gloriously well. Everybody out there, obviously, every season there's somebody who people pick on, or not pick on, people who act like complete moron buffoons, and Jeff is filling that role this season.
Yeah.
He is a douchebag.
Yeah.
He thinks he's God's gift to women. He makes terrible misogynistic jokes.
Oh my
He's
God.
all over the girls and talking about how great he is, and a lot of viewers don't want to hear or see that. Plus, he's from another show. He's a social butterfly. He's doing well to a certain degree, but then he's not. So people are up in arms saying, "Oh my God, he did this."
Well, also like we talked about before that, since 15, that people have been looking for bad stuff. So TMZ, they're like, "Hey, what can we put on today?"
So you need content. You need clickbait. If someone were to click on the ads, the video that they put out there.
But and the other thing is this guy, this guy's a moron, obviously. Hey, we're a bunch of morons, you're all a bunch of morons, everyone's a moron, especially when it comes to Big Brother. Hey, we love it though. I'm a human being, and if you cut me, do I not bleed? At the same time, also, if you put me in a house and I can't touch myself for 30 days, do I not get erect? Of course. But you got to learn. You got to, hey, I better put some saltpeter in my food, or I don't know, think about someone's grandmother, unless you're into that. But you just got to go in there. I mean, I know.
That's not what's going on here, though. God knows he's probably. Although there's certain people. There's gifts out there of Jace and I think of Jeff, and you can see them going to town on themselves.
That's
fine. He obviously wasn't doing it. He's a moron. He's not that much more. It's like, hey, it'd be funny. That's great stuff, isn't it? If they really did that, I'm pretty sure production would say, Jeff, please go to the diary room, and then immediately out of the door.
So, hey, what would you do if I came on you? He's a moron.
Yes, indeed. Johnny Mac was once again deployed as the super pawn. Is that good for his game?
I think being a pawn or super pawn early on in the game is a good thing. It's not going to hurt you because you're making deals. You're being safe, and also people think that you're not a good player. It seems to happen early in the seasons now that
B.O.B. is really helping push that forward.
You pick somebody who you assume is a weak player, but also somebody that maybe people like or is maybe just not a big personality. We say, hey, we can get this person to do what we want. But then you can recycle it through these large alliances that say, hey, what he did it last week, why don't you do it again?
Well, they don't want to step on other people's toes.
Exactly.
And say, hey, you did it already. I'm going to go over here and screw someone else over. You've already done it. You survived. Yeah. You do it for us. I'll add on top of that deal.
Yeah. It's like when I have no idea what it's like, but I was going to make some sort of a weird analogy that I couldn't think of. But exactly. But I think it's going to help him out for the time being.
Well, you got to think about it. It helps on a lot of different areas. For one thing, if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm going to do this for you," do you really think if you say, "No, I'm not comfortable with that," they're going to do it anyway?
Exactly.
And Vanessa was doing it no matter what.
Yeah.
So you say you're going to squeeze a deal out of it. At least don't just say, "Yes, I'll do it." Don't promise me anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to win the veto. Which John has been nominated 3 times. He's won the Battle of the Lock once and then won the veto both times. So spoiler, he's won the veto this time. So he's going to be safe.
He's got a lot more camera time. He's obviously not sitting in the background like Jackie or Becky, who are useless. Exactly. Are they still on the show? Yeah, they are.
And he's heavily featured. Gets to bring out the old Bobcat gold plate voice
I can't even do it. It's so hard to do.
And
you gotta cry.
So he's going to go further down the game. He's going to reap the rewards of that because they're going to say, and not only that, it also adds to your resume. As if you get near the end, you can't say, we just saw Godfrey Manguiza.
Yeah.
He tried to go there with that. He did win a couple things, but
that
you say
over.
I won two vetoes now going forward. He's got to tread lightly because people will say, oh my God, he's won a couple things. Maybe he'll win some more, but. It's a good thing, and there's nothing else he can do about it because he's in that position, and that's the role that he's going to play, and he's doing well with it.
I like him a lot. He's one of my. I hope he wins. I love him in Austin. So
me too.
Austin winning the HOH is great. John is now. I think he's got his hands in many different pots. It seems like to me.
The number one thing is he's safe this week.
Exactly.
Right. He's got a lot of chips too.
Safety is what's most important.
Absolutely.
So it's time for everybody's favorite. It's the douchebag of the week. I think we can all agree it's a pretty clear-cut winner this week. We had our good friend Jeff talking misogynistically about about his escapades with women, about just how he's one of those guys about town. He even friggin', did one of those apparently. We don't know if it's true. TMZ's reporting. So obviously we know who the douchebag of the week is. It's Alec Beal. Alec, you're still a giant douchebag. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Sorry for calling you morons earlier. You know who you are. We're secure with the fact that we're morons. That was the fourth show. Thanks to all 14, 15, 16 of you for watching it 75 times each. We appreciate it. Like Pete said, he's on his way to an early retirement in the next 4,000 years. So thanks for watching. And Pete, what do you think?
You think you said it all for me, right?
Yeah.
But I will say the same thing. We're having a bit of fun doing the show. We had the views were down significantly on the third episode. So next one we will either threaten to take our shirts off, or we will take our shirts off,
or we'll put sweaters on.
Yes, and long johns. So thanks for watching. Tune back in next week and take care.
Talking big brother.